type. Hold my baby squid, keep them out of sight. Talking about my life, government stay away. If you drive, I'ma do it my own way. Squid in the ocean, swimming all alone. Ain't nobody telling me where to go. Living free, gotta stay true to myself. No need for interference from anyone else. Squid pro quo, that's the way to be. Living on my terms, setting myself free. Mama to my baby, protecting with my no government intrusion. I control my life.
Hey guys, it's Squid. Welcome back to the channel. How is everyone doing on this freaking cold and rainy Saturday morning? I have to stop my daughter from potentially hurting herself. I will be right back. Thanks, guys. Her new favorite thing is to climb up on the chairs. But she climbed up on the chairs and she tried to knock over the chair that she's sitting on. Mom life freak out moment. Sorry. Holy. She is, her dad is up and awake and in the living room, and she would rather be in here with me creating a ruckus on the computer. Oh, 13 degrees there with 2 inches of snow. It's like 40 here. I can't complain too much, but it is raining, it is gloomy, and it is gross. And we are expecting snow next week, which my mom's boss had the audacity. She got her effing audacity on like the clearance aisle. Because she had the audacity to tell my mom, no matter if they call off school, because my mom works in a school system, no matter if they call off school, you're still coming in to help, right? Because you're from Wisconsin, you can drive in the snow. Yeah, when the roads are treated and there's salt and shit. But oh, I have isn't that some BS? She got her audacity on sale. Yeah, you get off the table really quick when I tell Daddy to come get you, huh? Hi, everybody. Sorry. Yeah. Our little table climber, when I asked Daddy to come get her, she got off that table real quick. She don't listen to me, but she sure as shit listens to him. Yes, if roads aren't treated, stay home. That's the thing. Like, I have no problem driving in the snow. I ain't scared of driving in the snow if the roads are treated. And down here, they just don't have the infrastructure for it, so everything shuts down. Which I laugh at, but at the same time, I completely understand. But the audacity of this lady to tell my mother that, oh, you can come into work, right? Because you're from Wisconsin. I kind of want to, and this is just a number of things that this bitch has the audacity to say. And I kind of like, this lady better never hope that I run into her at like Walmart, because if she says hi to me, I'm going to tell her exactly what I've been wanting to tell her for like a year now. So, good morning, Greta. Too many dumbass think their big SUV exempts them from the laws of physics. That is true. So driving through Atlanta, think Chicago traffic and speeds with lots of trucks. It's a nightmare. Yes, please hit the thumbs up button. So this stream, because we've had lots of little cases, lots of cases that have things going on, little updates, but nothing that's big enough to be a standalone stream or a standalone video. It'd probably be like a 5-second video, maybe 5 minutes at the most. But it's right here. This was always my thing. But up north, we played that game, and I know my northern people can understand where I'm coming from with this. You play the wild game of, do I stop or do I try to run a red light? Because if you try to stop, you're going to run a red light anyway, except you're going to be stopped in the middle of the intersection and you're not going to be able to start again. How much momentum do I have to get up this hill? What road am I on? Where is the road? And then everybody's favorite, what lane am I in? So there's all those little games you have to play. Where down here, they just don't get it. And it's not the fact that I understand them not getting it because they don't have to deal with it. But like, they think that just because people are from up north, that all of a sudden we can get stuff, like we can do things in the South that they can't because we're used to it. It's like no. We're used to having salt trucks, plows, roads that are treated well in advance of a storm. Every store, including every convenience store and gas station, selling potassium chloride for you to put on your, having weight in the back of your truck, knowing that if you have a pickup truck, the ass end of your truck is going to be very light. We plan all these things because we have to deal with it every day of every, November or October, November through like March. Like they're used to it up there. They have plans in place. They have infrastructure in place. Down here, you ain't got crap. But yet they expect everybody that's from up north is going to be able to handle it. It's so funny. Water pipes aren't insulated. Yeah, houses in the South aren't built for this. Yeah, a lot of houses down here have the water heater either outside. Like my dad looked at a picture of a house, like from like a drone shot, and he's like, I don't understand what this is. I'm like, Dad, that's the water heater. He's like, why is it outside? I'm like, welcome to Georgia. Like, welcome to Georgia. Yeah, we do that here. 500 to 1,000 pounds of weight right over the rear axle, sandbags and hail. I've even seen like kitty litter. You got to do what you got to do, and kitty litter is cheap, or it used to be anyway. Yeah. Watch. Here 2 Christmases ago, not this past Christmas, but the one before, we had like 0 degree temperatures here. Like, I mean, like 0 degrees. Like, it was a high of 8 degrees, and everybody's stuff froze over. And the one of the guys for my mom's the maintenance guys for my mom's apartments has he was like, well, there's things you can do to keep your pipes from freezing over. You can do, you can do this. And my mom's like, I'm from Wisconsin. This one I got. But it wasn't the pipes that froze in her house. It was the pipes from the city going from city water to her house that froze. Hale's motion denied. Hate to hear their spin. Just not adding. Yeah. And that's the thing. I read over the motion last night at about 5 o'clock. So the live stream from yesterday that's in the What the Hales playlist is the Jeremy denied. However, like, I completely understand and somewhat agree with a lot of the points the judge made. Here's the thing. Not everything in there was Jeremy denied. It was, hey, I'm not telling you that you can't sue these people. I'm just saying you can't do it here. Because at a point, like, I read the original complaint and then I read the motion, the amended complaint, and it went from being very streamlined, very easy case to manage. 16 pages, I think is what the judge said. I can't remember exactly. But it went from that to a convoluted 8 different defendants, 9 different charges for each defendant. Like, it was very convoluted, confusing, was going to extend this out. Extend this out greatly. But I understand why Jeremy's lawyer did it, because one, it does lay a foundation for a new lawsuit. Like, we tried to add them, it didn't work, so here's the new one. Yeah, I forgot. Wait, is this is the road? Yeah, it's where is the road is the phrasing that I used. And thank you, Sonia or Chris, for the $5 super chat. Salt truck up north is like the mosquito controlled truck down in Louisiana. Yep. up north, there's pest control places and stuff like that. And they come out and they spray probably like once a year. Like my house, my landlord has a pest control guy come out and spray for everything once a quarter. Because the mosquitoes, just the gnats, we have what they call we have giant water roaches, and they are nightmares. They are like this big. Like it's just no, that's okay. It was it was right before the expert. Technically, the expert was live like halfway through, and we directed to the expert. So it was everybody was reading a lot of the same things yesterday. I somewhat just like to hear different people's opinions. I know what they're going to read, and I'm willing to put money on the fact that when certain people, not anybody that I'm friends with, or I know of, read through that document from yesterday, they didn't read the footnotes. And I guarantee you they didn't read footnote 5. So I yeah, this is what I think is going to happen. Hey, King Paco, we are cold. Like, how are you doing? Yeah, I'll send you a, hold on, Yoda. Let me, I got your text message. And I'm sorry I'm eating crackers this morning because about 45 minutes ago, I got so nauseous and I don't know why. So, I am just going to send Yoda a link because Yoda is doing his stream tonight for Uncle Frank. And when you're not on a lot of live streams, it's kind of a little bit of a thing, like it's just a little bit of a thing. And when you're in mourning and you're not yourself, you just need a little like calm down. So I really avoid what the hell stuff as much as I can. I know it's effective rage bait and people can't get enough of it, just not my cup of tea. And yeah, no. I'm pretty sure it was I took my medication without food, and my stomach did not like it. It's eating those garlic bites. Oh boy. It's and coming to the stage is everyone's favorite Yoda. How are you?
I'm alright, trying to deal with everything.
How is everybody else? How's your wife?
She's getting things ready tonight for the night, so
7 o'clock Eastern, right?
7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central.
I'm just King Paco saying I'm just tired of this drama. Yeah, I am too. And I try to remain and just about like I know there's people who do streams that just talk about like what's going on behind the scene, like not in filings. I just cover filings because that's just what I do. And I've had people go, I see that you try to remain neutral, but you do a really bad job of it. Here's my PSA about me remaining neutral. 1, I go into every case I cover being as neutral as I can. The filings lead me to make conclusions that keep me from being as neutral as I can, because when you read things, you just tend to lean one direction or the other. And secondly, there are 2 sides of this story being covered on the internet. And although I try to be in the middle, one side has threatened me, and the other side says, we don't always agree with you, but you do you, it's your channel. So on that note, like certain side, you tend to lean a certain way when people on one side don't really attack you. The brain tends to just go with the people who don't treat you like crap. And don't.
What I find hilarious is I ain't gonna say the name, but I don't care to see somebody's butt this morning.
I'm
Is that
sorry.
they
I
are
will not
leaving
say
out.
the. I will not say the B word. Whenever we say the nickname for BBB, Coco, Uncle Frank's dog, he taught her a miraculous trick of showing everybody her backside when you say the the nickname for Bruce. So every time in a stream that you say BBB, Coco will turn around and show everybody in the room her butt because
Exactly.
that's how much Uncle Frank did not like BBB. Yes, this right here. I just won't say it because I've gotten pictures of Coco turning around and showing her butt. Um, yes, I know, but like there's a limit of take with the right food and also take with enough food. So there's like a, just because you eat doesn't mean you ate the right things, and certain medications don't like jive with like the fact that I didn't want toast this morning. So, yeah, Uncle Frank told you that one time. He really did it, and he really did it. You went to court for one of the hearings with Judge Thomas's. I saw his BS in person. Yeah, and that's originally why I started covering this was because of, the only reason I paid attention to it. So when Judge Thomas's got removed, it's a thing about like when he was out, I was like, okay, there's no reason for me to cover it. And then someone threatened to call CPS and would constantly troll my channel with different names.
Wait, let me see if I can find that picture.
Okay. Yeah, we all do. So I have one, I think. I have to
I'm
when someone
looking
sends it
at
to you on a yeah, and here's the thing, like, I understand that everybody has different opinions and different things. I just do my thing because there are two things in life that are free: the ability to stay in your lane and the ability to mind your own damn business. And, like, I might not like people, but I don't go like, people behind the scenes know that I don't like people. Um, but I don't go around going, well, on my channel going, blah, 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 blah. This is not the place for it. So, like, that's most of the reason why you never see anybody on my streams is because if I don't invite people on my streams, I don't have to worry about either disagreeing with that person on a stream and telling them that I don't agree with them on a stream, or dealing with drama of this person doesn't like this person, but you had this person on your channel. I don't do that high school bullshit. That's one
but
of the reasons that nobody is really banned from this channel and all voices are welcome, because like I don't do the whole, I don't subscribe to the, well, you don't like this, I don't like this person, so I'm not going to watch your channel because you have this person on. It's like, who cares? So I just tend to stay in my own lane.
I can't find it.
I'll see if I can. I think it's on I got it got messaged to me, but when you are on so many social media platforms and you're like, where did it get messaged to me? Here's
Yeah.
the kicker. Oh, I've got this one. Let me open it in a new tab so that I don't dox anybody. And then there's this one.
Me and Miss Yoda's gonna try to set up Uncle Freight's thing that he did with the special need kids. We're gonna call it Uncle Freight's Kids.
That will work. And for those of you who don't know, Uncle Frank took a group of special needs children consistently on fishing trips. So because he did that, and his family really didn't know that he did that, because he kept it pretty. Yes, I try to be extra careful not to dox people, because I I don't like people to put my name out there, and there's a bunch of people who know my real name, and like there's a bunch of people who know my real name, like it's fine, but like I don't put people's names out there because I don't like mine, and it's like you get what you give. So if you try your damnedest not to put people's names out there, people will give you that courtesy in return. And there are people who know my real name, and that's fine. But like, here is Mrs. Yoda sent me this picture. This is Coco when they were going on a fishing trip, and Coco made her sit in the back seat because Coco wanted to ride shotgun. So that was one. That I was given. Your name isn't Squid. Yeah, Jeffrey, you of all people know it's not, and thank you for that. By the way, I appreciate the email you sent me, and I tried to take care of it. I have to check on some stuff, and then there is Yoda or Coco showing her her lovely backside when we use the word the nickname for Bruce. So there is my my little pictures that I. So
That's her trick.
Yep, that's her trick. Yes, this word right here. And hey, Spawn, how are you doing today? And hey, I saw the ones say Skipper raid. So wait, what? You don't see Paco either? Paco, did you?
Good morning, Mr. Good morning, Spawn Trooper.
So
Morning, Mr. Boone.
Good morning, Dave. Your name made me smile this morning. All right, so we are going to get into some of these little case updates that not everybody. Yeah, you thought you were the only one who hates everybody equally. Nope, that's me too. Like I don't people very well. I don't people very well. Even though I love people, I don't people very well. Like I'm not a good like people person when they, and in order just not to expose the not good with people side of my personality, I just don't people. So and I'm sorry.
So I have a question for the chat. Tonight we're gonna be playing music. What song would y'all like us to play on y'all's behalf for Uncle Frank?
And remember, Yoda's channel, although he has enough subscribers, he hasn't had the watch time yet, so he is not monetized. So there is no getting demonetized for his channel getting demonetized for a song. So this is the time where anything goes. So we're gonna start with a case that I covered the entire case. We watched the whole trial of Carly Gregg. TLDR, she is a 14-year-old. She's 15 now, who unalived her mother with a couple of pew-pew shots to the face. I can't find anything on her appeal. She was not granted a new trial. Her lawyers were a personal injury lawyer and a DUI lawyer, trying an unaliving case of a child. They tried to put in a request for a new trial based on the fact that she was tried as an adult and wasn't tried by a jury of her peers, because her peers in the jury were all adults. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. She attempted to unalive her stepdad and unalived her mother in the same afternoon. She unalived her mother, used her mom's cell phone to text her stepdad asking when he would be home, and ambushed him. All because her mom found her with a vape pen. So it's one of the things of kids not being fully developed and making permanent decisions for temporary problems. I have been unable, because this was in Rankin County, Mississippi. I loved the judge, Dewey Arthur. He was the judge that made that clip about taking a pregnant pause and thinking about the jury. However, this I found a couple of days ago. I can't find the documents because Mississippi is you have to pay for the documents, and they're very not transparent like Florida is. However, they started another one of the like GoFundMe, Give, Send, Goes. It says go get funding for her appeal. They've raised $16,000 for her appeal because her family is and that right there is her mother that she sadly unalived. And it was on camera, not the actual, but there was a surveillance camera in the kitchen. So you could hear her mother, Ashley Smiley. You could hear her screams in her last moments, which was kind of upsetting. So trigger
Hey,
warning.
Squid.
Yeah.
Squid, I've got to go. The missus is needing me.
You have a great day, and I will see you tonight. All right.
All right.
Everybody, one of my mods, can you put Yoda's link in the chat, please, so people can go subscribe to him and hang out with him tonight. Give him some love and support. Yeah, that case. Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry if death is permanent and a child knows that. Hence why she was tried as an adult. However, it's the permanent solution for a temporary problem. I believe it was appropriate that she was charged as an adult. And I thought her reasoning, her lawyer's reasoning for filing a motion for a new trial was absolutely freaking ridiculous. I have not been able to find the actual appeal and that document. I am still looking. However, when I get it, we will read it. I just found this, and I thought it was hilarious that this was set up by her. This was set up with the support of her stepdad, who she attempted to unalive. She shot him in the shoulder. And he struck me during the trial as a very beta type male. So it was just funny that he supports her. I found it ridiculous that he supports her and kind of used the excuse, well, she only shot me in the shoulder. Well, you were struggling to get the pew-pew away from her, and that shoulder was supposed to be for your head. So I don't know if I could support anybody who tried to put a bullet in my head. 7 o'clock Eastern. So I think that's a 5-hour time difference from you. So I just found it was fun. Yes, and they tried to use the insanity defense during trial, but they did there's a way of presenting it that would be effective. And then there's a way of presenting it that would be not effective, and her trial attorneys were not effective in the least bit. Hey, Jen. So there's our first little update. When I find documents on it, because a lot of people ask me from time to time, well, we haven't talked about this case in a while. Why? It's because either there are no updates or I can't find the updates. There hasn't been any articles written on this. It's like it dropped off the radar. Once it goes to appeal, it like drops off the radar. So my next little update is, and I did not get the actual filing of this because you have to pay for it. Athens, Clark County, Georgia, makes you pay for documents. And it's not like Pacer that's 10 cents a page. Like for 6 pages of documents in Athens, Clark County, it was like $6. It was like $6.50 for 6 or 7 pages. So this is about Jose Ibarra. For those of you who don't know, Jose Ibarra is the Venezuelan illegal immigrant that unalived and is convicted of unaliving Laken Riley. That was the name that our lovely state of dementia president could not even remember her name and called her Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley is the head football coach of the University of Southern California. Laken Riley was a college student at University of Georgia and Augusta, the College of Nursing or Nursing College of Augusta, or Augusta University College of Nursing, something like that. Yes, this dude, pure evil. This is the motion for a new trial, and this was posted on Fox 5 Atlanta. And this was back in December. He chose a bench trial. Little TLDR. He chose a bench trial instead of a jury trial. And you choose a bench trial because it's just the judge, and then you file a motion for a new trial because you think the judge messed up. That judge was not new to that case. That was the same judge that did all the pretrial hearings and all the pretrial motions, but yet it's the I don't understand the mentality. I understand that they have to do it because it's part of defending their client. You have to do it. Kind of like some of the filings in the big case that I know a lot of you follow. It just, sometimes it's like, it has to be done, but the fact that it's done and the reasoning for why it's done is just stupid. State of Georgia versus Jose Ibarra. Charges: malice murder, felony murder, kidnapping, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, kidnapping, obstruction of a 911 call because she tried to call 911 and he took her phone. Tampering and a peeping Tom for a completely different set of circumstances. Motion for a new trial. Comes now the defendant through counsel, and where is Unhung Hero when I need him with the $2 super chat, making fun of the fact that comes now the defendant is in here. Yeah, it's crazy. We can compare murder. Well, there's certain things that all cases, civil or criminal, have in common. The attorney for the defendant will do whatever they have to do to try to get the case dismissed. And I understand that things have to be done. However, it's the reasoning that they choose to give of all the reasons that you could pick out of a freaking hat that would make more sense to why you're trying to get a new trial or trying to get charges dismissed. You have to choose these ones. It's just, the logic just doesn't make sense. So it's pretty, yeah. And hugs to Jen. Everybody give your best to Jen. She lost a very, very close family member last night, and she needs all the hugs and love and support that we can give her. Once again, don't overwhelm her with support, but just let her know that you're there if she needs us. There's a very fine line between like letting someone know you're there and then overwhelming them with support when sometimes they just need a little space. All right. Comes now to the defendant through counsel to move this court to set aside the verdict, judgment, and sentencing in the above styled case. In support of this motion, the defendant chose the court the following. 1, the defendant was tried in a bench trial before this honorable court on the above charges. He asked for a bench trial. Remember that. You can't motion for a new trial because it was a bench trial when you requested a bench trial. The logic there, that's what I can't understand with some attorneys. I'm like, you have to choose the dumbest logic to back up your motion. It's like, I just don't, it's that part. It's the what the hell. Of all of the reasons to choose, one of the things you mentioned is a bench trial when you requested a bench trial. Remember that. You request a bench trial, you get what you get. There are reasons that there are juries and you have to convince 12 people or 8 people to decide your fate instead of 1. On November 20th, 2024, defendant was found guilty as charged. He was sentenced the same day to life without parole by a consecutive life sentence and other confinement sentences. The verdict is contrary to law. The verdict is contrary to the evidence. I watched this entire trial. We streamed it on Night Court. No. This verdict was not contrary to the evidence. The evidence was pretty cut and dry. This court committed other errors of law that necessitate a new trial. Defendant reserves the right to amend and supplement this motion after a full and thorough review of the facts where circumstances attendant to the trial of this case, wherefore defendant respectfully requests that this court order a new trial in the above style case. He had 2 public defenders. Respectfully submitted 2nd day of November 2024. He wasn't tried. This is where proofreading gets you, because there was no grammatical errors in that, and there was no spelling errors in that, but it was supposed to be the 2nd day of December. So when I see little errors like that in a motion or a filing, I get very suspect of the education level and the quality of the person submitting it. Because if you can't even proofread your motion, a 1-page motion, to make sure you get the date right, what else are you going to F up? But that's my personal, but I do that with everything. That was ingrained in me by a high school English teacher that said, when you make small errors, I look deeper to see if there's bigger errors. Whereas if everything is right, grammatically, spelling, timeline, I don't dig deeper, because I think, okay, if you pay attention to the small things, the big things are obvious. I agree, sometimes when you want the support, you will ask for it. People need to give space to those grieving. Yes, and I always try to make sure that someone knows that I'm here if you need me, but I'm also not going to text you every day to see if you need anything. When you need me, I'm here for you. Call me, text me, whatever. But I am not the one to text every day, because I also don't want to overwhelm or bother people. So, 25. Ugh, my hands are freezing. I don't know why. These 2 windows are so not leaky, but just cold, and you can see the grody-ness that is outside. Getting back to this, when people make small errors, it makes me think, if you so easily make a tiny error, what other larger errors are you making? And it makes me want to dig deeper into your writing or your story, because if you can't even get something small like that. So John Donnelly and Caitlin Beck are his attorneys, and Western Circuit Public Defender's Office in Athens. The verdict is contrary to law. With what facts? Because they've never, you put this motion for a new trial, but you don't put what the verdict is contrary to law. You don't put why. And it's hey sister, I'm about to go jump in the shower. Let Yoda know if I don't answer when he calls me back. I will do that. Oh, it's 41 here, but it's just that cold rain that just makes you feel and it's because it's rain, it's humid as hell, and it's that deep down to the bone cold. So with this one, he's definitely not going to be given a new trial, because this was the 2nd day of December. There has been no updates to the docket in this case. It's just one of those things of you can't it's just no. Then we have a stain in Athens, Clark County. I covered back months ago. People who know me know that I like where sports and the law meet, and when athletes break the law, and so there was a wide receiver for the University of Georgia who was a transfer, I believe from Missouri. Don't quote me on that one though. Who transferred to Georgia, was a really, really popular wide receiver, was really, really, really good. at what he did. However, July 26th of 2024, he was indefinitely suspended because he is accused of let me share this screen instead. So this is the Athens, Clark County. His name is Rodarius Thomas, but his nickname was Rara. His real name is Rodarius. Hey Joel, thank you for the $2 super chat. Good morning, Squidly. 4 hours of sleep and 64 hours sucks. Oh my goodness, I hate that. Sorry, Joel, I hope you get some sleep. I hope there's a decent reason why you haven't gotten much sleep instead of what generally happens to me, and that's just insomnia or a toddler. I'm going to see having a law passed that all Americans got to buy little squid bananas. Oh, she is losing it because I did not buy bananas because we need a break from bananas in our house, and we need to not throw temper tantrums if we don't get our way. So I'm just not buying bananas for a good few days. So, Jen, I hope you get some sleep. I understand why you haven't gotten sleep either, and that is a stress level beyond my comprehension at this point in my day. I can't even imagine. So there was he is being charged with, and I'm going to show you this document instead of the charging documents because I didn't buy them and download them. I did not redact them. So it has his home address on there, and I am not about to get my stream demonetized because I didn't redact a document. So he is being charged with this is State of Georgia versus Rodarius Thomas charges cruelty to children in the second degree, which is a felony, battery, family violence, and battery and family violence. This is a really bad one in my opinion because he was a beloved figure in Georgia football, and he decided that he was going to allegedly commit a crime with a child under the age of 6 present. I'm gonna pick it out in front of Squid's house, free the bananas for Squidlet. Well, on that note, every time she climbs on the table, but every time I even mention getting Mr. Squid in the room, she gets off the table. She don't do that for me when I tell her to get down. But the minute I say, Daddy, come get baby girl, she's on the table again, she gets down. You're going to fall. Oh, oi, oi, oi. Oh, General, you're so nice to me. Listen to Squid for an hour, you'll fall asleep. Yeah. Yes. So she's gonna hurt herself, and I don't want, like, you know, she knocked over your drill. Thank you. So he goes to trial. So this is the motion for discovery by the state, and there has been no motion for discovery by the defense. However, it's they have the accusation and certificate of discovery provided by the state, and then this is to certify that I have this day in accordance with Georgia 17-16-1, served counsel for the defendant with discovery by furnishing electronically the following. Hold 1 second. She decided that she wanted to climb on the table and play with the chandelier, and I was not having that. But she does not listen to me. But all Mr. Squid has to do is walk in the room and she gets down. I don't get it. Why does she, I bought bananas at the store last night, but when I got home, I found out the store did not bag them for me. Oh, that would make me so mad. Oh, love baby Squid. She's making me smile, and I need that right now. Hugs. You can't protect her from herself. You can be there for her, and you can try and minimize the damage, but she has to learn, and you have to tell her those things for her own good. Yep. It's one of those situations where, like, it's I know she has to fall and learn on her own, but I also don't want her to hurt herself. Too bad. Knock it off, Flurf. 24, thank you for the $2 super chat. Good morning, Squidly. 'Tis me, the guy with 4 hours and 64 hours of sleep. Awesome. So you have an alter ego. There's a difference between that and her knocking over a bar height table and chairs and falling from that height. So there are points where I do let her do that, but like this is just a little too high. So they have defendant's Georgia Crime Information Center criminal history, defense driver's license history, arrest warrants, field arrest warrants, police reports, investigative reports, body cam footage, evidence, photographs, 911 calls, police reports for previous incidents. There's 2023. There's 2 in 2023 and 1 from the University of Georgia Police Department. I just, so this is a, by the way, take a hint from Poltergeist who leave punishment to Mr. Squid and she'll listen to him more than you. You have to mean business when you tell her no. Generally speaking, I do. But when I'm also doing 2 or 3 different things at once, it's very difficult. Like when she gets into trouble on her own or some things, knocks things over, I let her do it because she has to learn. But like this table and like this was the chair that she was knocking over. Like you can see my computer chair and then you can see how tall this is. I don't want her falling from this height for another year or 2 when she's bigger. Then, you know, she won't quite, yeah. I'm gonna make this just a tiny bit bigger. And this is not an official authorized copy because this document was $3 by itself. It's like $1 a page. And I'm like, I ain't worried too much. This case is not on the national radar where it's worth paying for the documents. However, this case is kind of important to me because 1, it's a person who I really liked. I like where sports and the law meet, and it involves a child. So it's kind of, I'm very interested in what happens, but it's not worth buying the documents. The state's case file, excluding non-privileged and non-work product case materials, has also been electronically furnished and is available for inspection and copy to counsel for defendant via Western Judicial Circuit's electronic discovery portal. That's interesting that they have a portal like that. Not many states do that. Common access to states e-discovery powered by whatever, which includes all of the other items discoverable under that statute, including but not limited to police reports, defendant statements, books, papers, documents, photographs, films, recordings, reports of physical or mental examinations, and scientific tests and experiments, and states of any witnesses as applicable. So this was signed on the 12th day of December. There is not much for way of documents in this case. However, this case goes to trial at 9:30 in the morning on February 10th. And it will not be televised. I don't know many cases that are. However, I will be following it. This is the docket from last year. So he has pled not guilty. Trial calendar set for 2/10 at 9 a.m. Plea calendar is 2/7 at 9 a.m. So there is just not much going on, but there has been. This is what I wanted to read. Entry of appearance and indictment, and I might have to just read this off of screen so that because it has all the it was the grand jury indictment. It has all the names of the jury members, and I am not going to dox them either, because they were just doing their job. Count 1, the offense of cruelty to children in the second degree. For that, the said Rodarius Thomas, on the 26th day of July, 2024, in the county of aforesaid, did with criminal negligence cause his son, a child under the age of 18, cruel physical pain by hitting said victim while battering her mother, who was holding said victim. Count 2 is battery of family violence. On the 26th day of July, 2024, causing visible bodily harm, bloody nose, bloody split lip, and a scrape to the chin, bruising on the neck, to his significant other at the time. Said person and accused of being the parents of the same child, by punching her in the face. Sorry, authorized copy is right over that part. This person is just like good football player, horrible human. And that seems to be the way it goes with a lot of people. And hey, Stats, how are you this morning? Count 3 is battery family violence. Once again, on the 26th day of July, caused visibly bodily harm, a scrape to the forehead, to his child. Said person being the child of accused by hitting said victim while in the course of battering her mother, who was holding said victim. So he if y'all need a TLDR from that, he hit her while she was holding their daughter, not only injuring his spouse, his girlfriend, I believe, but injuring his child. Like, what kind of person not only one hits another person out of pure anger, domestic violence type, but while holding their child? Yes. Wood chipper. Gen Pop justice. This is going to trial on February 10th, so I will give you guys an update. It's not going to be streamed. It is a local case in yes. Local. I don't believe Clark County even streams or televises or anything their court cases. However, I will be keeping an eye on the documents in this case, and I will be looking for news articles or anything of the aforementioned case, because I want to know. Because this person, great football player, really shitty human being. Like, wait, what? What happened? Oh, it appears your blocked person is left. Oh, and I hope nobody blocked. Oh, well, see, that I hope nobody blocked each other in my chat, but at the same time, like, I would rather have y'all do that and be adults about it than go to complain to my mods. You need to block this person. That's not what we do here. We time people out for being douchebags, but like, they're always welcome back. So that was that trial. We do have so people remember the Matthew Pancake, the hamster bandit or gerbil bandit in Columbus, Ohio. He pled guilty, and that will not be going to trial. But I did look at I did look him up in Columbus's legal or clerk of court website. He has not, in Columbus, been charged with any other crimes, which, quite frankly, I'm shocked by. That's not to say he hasn't been tried or he hasn't been accused of any other crimes in any other counties surrounding Columbus, but as far as Columbus goes, he has not been see, and that's the thing. For some reason, I don't know why, and I'm not complaining. People are a-holes in other chats, and they are not a-holes in my chat. So, like, I don't know why that is. I am not complaining by any means because I appreciate the fact that those people aren't a-holes in this chat. However, I don't know why that is. I've been the victim of DV. It's the worst betrayal you can ever experience. I can't imagine. We are not talking about. So speaking of that, there is, I can't remember who made it. But if I stop my camera, let's see. So if I stop my camera, somebody made me a meme. This is Panty Hamster. So I have officially Megan's Panty Hamster. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And if I had to see it, so did y'all. I hope you got as big of a kick out of that as I did. Oh, yeah, that's how I felt. And morning, Musi, how are you? Somebody made that, sent it to me, and I figured I just can't. Sometimes Good Pro just saves a lot of aggravation. Which part? So I can't, once again, in our favorite suitcase Samsonite Sarah, or Saint Sarah of the Samsonite, as AT1 called her, I could not find anything on the appeals of Sarah Boone. However, it's official. We are going to share this screen. Like I said, I'm just trying to give y'all little tidbits of information on cases that we've covered before, but there's not enough information to make a stream or a video of their own. However, it's little tidbits of information that I've found. So, State of Florida Uniform Commitment to Custody of Department of Corrections. The above-named defendant, Sarah Boone, has been duly charged, convicted, and adjudicated guilty and sentenced for the offense set forth in the attached certified copies of the indictment information, original judgments, adjudicating guilty, and sentencing orders. In the original judgment, if judicial supervision had been revoked subsequent to the entry of the judgment adjudicating guilt, a certified copy of the order revoking supervision, rather than a duplicative judgment, is also attached in support of this commitment. Now, therefore, it is to command you, the sheriff, to take and keep within a reasonable time after receiving this commitment, deliver the defendant into the custody of the Department of Corrections. Sarah Boone, as of the 30th of December, has officially been transferred into State Department of Corrections custody. This wasn't filed until the 16th. So, our Saint Sarah of the Samsonites is officially in prison. No longer county jail. Girl is in prison. I can't wait to hear reports of how she's doing. So her case is, there's really no updates and an official written appeal. She also was tried to get a new trial, and that was denied. I wish I lived by Squid. I would take and give little Squid sweet stuff, and then when done, return her to her mama. That's what my mom does. Sarah Boone's suitcase. Yeah, great for her. 3 meals, warm bed. I'm still dirty. The violations I've gone through. Hey, Sarah Boone's suitcase. You weren't in the greatest condition before somebody passed away in you, so you know. And I'm going through and closing all of my, because I have all these tabs open. So I'm closing all these tabs as I'm going along. This is, and it's probably gonna make me re-log in. Yep. Do. Sarah Boone. Do. This is the, when you go to Orange County, Florida is possibly the easiest clerk of court website to navigate ever. Do you know how many people have had their hands in me? I mean, it's gross, not as bad as that British chip. Jeez. So why does the weird stuff happen in Florida? Is it the weather? Well, there is something that I've noticed from trying to research documents in cases all over the country. Florida has sunshine laws. Florida is one of the most transparent states in all of their court system. They have the most court system that is online court records, easy to navigate. They have the most streamed cases. So it's not that there's more crazy in Florida. It's just the crazy isn't behind a closed courtroom. The crazy is out there for everybody to see. So it's same thing with Wisconsin. Wisconsin has their circuit court access that is super easy to navigate. Like, I used to look up my patients all the time because, like, when you're going into a room by yourself with someone who might have had a questionable history, you kind of like to know what you're getting into. So I would look up my patients, some of them. Like, I looked up a patient that I thought I had a questionable personality with people and kind of got an attitude with people. He had done 25 years in prison for second-degree murder. So be careful when you're in healthcare. You really need to protect yourself and be careful of who you're around. So Wisconsin is the Florida of the North because they are pretty transparent with their issues. You really don't need to go to state or county clerk of court websites in Wisconsin. You can go to the Wisconsin Circuit Court Access and look up anybody at any time, statewide. So when I've looked up documents in Wisconsin, I've never completely gone to just the circuit court or the clerk of courts websites. I have looked up the circuit court access and gone from there, which was the easiest way to do it. And why other states don't have something like that is weird to me. I'll actually do it. I will post the Discord link. Oh, I don't, sorry. I don't display it on my page most of the time because of just people trying to get in there for nefarious reasons. My Discord is fun, but my Discord is relatively boring as far as drama. There is no drama in my Discord. So when I got word that certain people were trying to get into my Discord to look up dirt on me, that's never going to happen because, like, this is my Discord. I will let's go to window. Here we go. This is my Discord. There's nothing like nefarious. There's no drama. Yeah, Tammy, it's a drama-free zone. I have, like, this is about as dramatic as it gets. Like, sports. I have chats about cases, and then I have documents, and I keep them separate so that what is said up here does not interfere with what is down here. So like let's see, Maya Kowalski. I have the documents, so it's easy to talk about it up here, and then if you want to find the documents, they are all here, like all the federal stuff. So there's no talking about it. There's no interrupting. When you want to find a specific document, it is right here. So my stuff is relatively drama free. We're fun, but we're drama free. And if people bring drama into the Discord, they will be booted. So I think your Discord is great. Thank you. And I just try to yeah, Squid Pro out in the open. That's a good thing to make people. Yeah, I don't try to I like, it's funny when people look up, like, oh, I'm gonna try to find dirt on her. That's not the place you're gonna do it, and I really don't know what you're gonna do, where you're gonna find it, because I'm just a boring person. So this is her this is everything that she's been charged with since she lived in Florida. However, her criminal felony, come on, there is certain things, appointing of appellate counsel. We'll get into some of these in a different stream, but there is no her official written appeal is not in there. So, but she is now in prison. The thing that I really did want to get into in this stream is, I love drama free zones. Yeah, isn't it nice? You're not drama though. Like, whatever people may accuse you of in other places, I don't know. I've seen you in another chat that had nothing to do with anything. What the Hills? It was a conservative commentary channel, and like, I've never seen you cause drama there. You've never caused drama here. What you do in other places, none of my business, because that's outside my my give a shit. If I'm not a mod for those people and see you do it, I could really care. Like, it's not my place to judge others for what they do when I'm not watching. It's basically what is in what you act like in here is the only thing I care about. Let's see. We have a hearing for Mickey Steins, which is the judge which is the sheriff in Letcher County, Kentucky, that unalived a judge on camera in the judge's chambers and has pled not guilty. Has not given a reason to why he has pled not guilty. But we do have a hearing that was 2 days ago, I want to say. Also, I will be doing a separate stream on him because I did find I found the other lawsuit that he was involved with. Let me go here. Sean Steins. And I did put it in here, or at least I thought I did. I having to look it up. Let me look in my computer. I did not put it on Discord yet, which I thought I did, because last night I was putting a bunch of stuff on Discord. So I thought that I had done it, but apparently I did not. Okay, here. I opened it. I just hadn't let's present this real quick. This I will be going over and reading in a separate stream, probably on Monday. I don't know if he deleted messages from the judge's phone. I'm not entirely sure. There's been a bunch of like, he might have done this, he might have done this, but there's nothing actually like set in stone. And but Sabrina Atkins v. Ben Fields individually and in his official capacity as a deputy sheriff with the Letcher County Sheriff's Department, and Mickey Stein, Letcher County Sheriff. This was filed a few months before all this. This was filed this was filed 1/31/2022. So this case is old, but this might have been part of what led up to that situation. I am not entirely sure. But I have not read through it yet. I found it last night when I was making or researching for this stream. And we will go through it and interpret what we think what that had to do with this. So we will get into this. Yes, when you are in my house, show respect. What you do other places, you're an adult, and I'm not responsible for your actions in other places. But as long as you're respectful here, you know. But it's weird how people that have so-called created drama other places are respectful in here. Why? I'm not really sure, but I'm not complaining. So we will watch this 17-minute hearing, and I believe that one's this is the last thing I had. We do have some Colin Griffith document updates, but that is a stream for itself.
All right, we're here on 24CR204, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Sean versus Sean, Mickey Steins. This is my first hearing on this matter. I was appointed to sit as special judge in this matter by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So I will be the sitting judge in Letcher Circuit Court till the conclusion of this matter. Also, the Honorable Courtney Shoemaker, who is the circuit court clerk for Boyle County, is going to be the special circuit court clerk. For the record, the parties are present. Jackie Steele is the Commonwealth's attorney in this matter, and Jeremy and Carrie Bartley, I see, are both present.
Yes, Your Honor.
With their client. I wanted to set this first status hearing. I know we'll probably have a few of these just to kind of go through a few matters to make sure we're going to proceed efficiently during the pendency of this action. Mr. Steele, can you first give me kind of an update as far as proceeding with discovery and kind of what you think a reasonable timeline is for discovery completion on this case?
First, Judge, let me clarify. Ramsey Dallum with the Attorney General's office is also attorney handling the matter. She had a conflict with other scheduling issues today. I see Mr. Kokenar, Attorney General's office, on special prosecutions. Ramsey has really been taking care of the discovery. I know we have made discovery. I think 2 weeks ago we made another some more discovery, some issues. We still have some things coming in and things being tested. I would think within the next 4 to 6 months, all discovery and testing would be complete.
Okay. Mr. Kokenar, you wish to input on that at all?
Thank
Or anything
you.
you can update us on?
No, Your Honor. Jackie is correct. That sounds correct. And Ramsey, when she gets back next week, she's out of the state this week, but we'll have a better idea at that time.
All right.
Your Honor,
Go ahead.
if I may, Your Honor, I also failed to mention Mr. Jim Cox, who is co-counsel with our office. He is appearing by Zoom as well, Your Honor. And if I may speak to discovery, they have provided a plethora of voluminous discovery. We're continuing to go through that. At this point, all of our discovery requests have been met. And at this point, there are no outstanding discovery issues that we're aware of.
All right, and I encourage, like I said, Mr. Bartley, I know any request you have, please go ahead and make it, and they'll be happy, I'm sure, to provide that. If we do become, at any point in time, if there is an issue in regards to discovery, all y'all need to do is notify my office, and we can address that at any point in time the parties need.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, next, there's been an affidavit of indigency filed on behalf of Mr. Steins. Mr. Steele, have you had the opportunity to review that yet?
I have not, Your Honor. No, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Bartley, if you don't mind, or I'll tell you what, if it's okay with you, I'll send Mr. Steele a copy of that for his review also.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Then I would ask that if we have any hearings relative to that, Judge, if we could do those in camera, Your Honor.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes,
And Mr. Steele, I'm going to have you take a look at it. I'll just kind of give you my inclination at this point in time, after reviewing the affidavit of indigency, due to the nature and complexity of this case. I do believe after reviewing the affidavit of indigency that Mr. Steins will qualify potentially for Chapter 31 funding. I'm going to ask, I'll send that to you, and you can copy special prosecutions on it. What I would ask is, after I send it to you all, if you all have any objection to that, if you will file that with the court within 10 days.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I don't think that will be an issue. Mr. Bartley, once we get that issue resolved, I will then proceed potentially with any request for Chapter 31 funding. And Mr. Steele, Mr. Kokenair, maybe you all can address this if you want. Obviously, the rules would require that you all be given notice of the request for any ex parte hearings. Without question, there I think will be some ex parte hearings potentially for Chapter 31 fundings. How do you all want Mr. Bartley to notify you all anytime that they are going to file for an ex parte hearing?
Your Honor, Mr. Bartley has both mine and Ramsey's email. We've emailed each other several times through the last several months. Email will be fine. He does not need to file those in certified records.
I appreciate that. That's always, the Chapter 31 process is of such that that first step, the notice requirement, I don't think needs to be formalized. So any point in time, Mr. Bartley, before we'll have a hearing on that, if you'll just notify Mr. Steele in regards to that, we'll address that at that point in time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Steele, Mr. Kokenair.
And then next, are we in a position to know if there's going to be a request for any type of evaluation?
Judge, I've spoken with my client. We have. Oh, my apologies, Judge. I thought you were speaking. So what we have spoken with Mr. Steele about is that we do believe that there will be an issue as to criminal responsibility. We have consulted with, folks with regards to that issue. I reached out to Mr. Steele and we basically decided that we would raise this as a joint motion. I know that, once we provide that notice, the Commonwealth is entitled to have their expert evaluate Mr. Steins. And out of expediency, I believe that Mr. Steele and I would ask for an order for that evaluation to go ahead and take place. There are a couple of issues I did want to address with regard to the examination. I don't think they will be at issue at all, but I did want to make a couple of notes. But that's how we intend to proceed, Your Honor, with the court's blessing.
All right. And in regards to what I generally would do, and I think that's probably the best course of action to go ahead and get that in the pipeline. It is going to require, what I would recommend is that we go ahead, get the order entered in regards to competency and criminal responsibility. I might as well go ahead and that address, since we're going to be doing that, versus we've seen it sometimes be piecemealed, and I don't want to delay the proceedings if we would have to go back and redo that. I know KCPC will initially do a video interview of him initially, and then we'll notify, which is now required by law, and then they will then notify the court if a inpatient evaluation would be required.
Your Honor, so
This right here.
and I understand the court's position, and certainly we do not raise the issue as to competency, but I understand the court and the expediency of going ahead and examining that. I understand that, but I did want to make clear that our notice only concerned the criminal responsibility, Your Honor.
Okay.
But the other issue that I wanted to make sure that we discussed was my understanding with the, I believe it's Sean's law that made it more clear that our expert should be able to participate in the proceedings at KCPC. And I would ask that I'll go ahead and identify him as Dr. Eric Drogan.
Okay, I'm very familiar with Dr. Drogan.
We would ask that Dr.
So this is the guy that unalived the judge, and if so, was he already serving a life sentence when he did it? Like he has nothing else to lose, or was he a free man? He was the sheriff of the county that this judge was in, and it's a rural county. So I think that there was only 1 or 2 judges in the county, kind of like Judge Thomas in Levy County, how Judge Thomas was the only judge that handled those type of cases, but he was the judge, or he was the sheriff. Like he was the sheriff. Like he wasn't just a random guy or a guy going to prison for something else. Like he was the damn sheriff. There are reports that the judge, because they had lunch earlier that day, there were reports that the judge was in contact with the sheriff's daughter. There are rumors that he ARPed the sheriff's daughter. There is also a smexy time for favors scandal going on in the judge's chambers, which is where that other lawsuit that we're going to cover probably Monday comes into play. It is insane, the rabbit holes. Yes, just a lot of plot twists and turns. That's what makes this case so fascinating, is it's not just a clear cut, like, he did this, so I did this. There is so many layers, and it's like the more you try to dig into it, the more crap you find, which makes me wonder what is happening in Levy County, because if Judge Thomas can act like that on the bench with Jeremy, he's working with other people, and what secrets are lying beneath the surface of that drama makes me wonder. But yes, this guy was the sheriff. This was not some random guy. This was the sheriff. They were friends for years. In a town that small, you know everybody. And thank you, Stats, for the $1.49 super sticker. I appreciate it. Bananas abound. Let's.
Dr. Drogan be allowed to participate pursuant to the statute. And then the second piece of that is, and generally I believe this is standard procedure, but I believe that normally KCPC gives both parties an opportunity to submit materials that they may want reviewed.
Sure.
We certainly would like to make sure that we have that opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah, both sides will have. I know the more information the KCPC's provided, the more effective the evaluation will be.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Steele, what's your take on if we do just criminal responsibility, or if we go ahead and knock out competency and criminal responsibility?
I'm okay with the competency issue. This is taking a little bit of a turn from the discussion me and Mr. Bartley had. I thought we was doing a competency evaluation. They always do the criminal responsibility behind it. But now he's saying that he wants his expert there during a criminal responsibility. I'm not comfortable doing a criminal responsibility. If he's going to have an expert on that position, unless we know what the issues are they're raising in the criminal responsibility with our expert. So we're going to get in a position where our experts at KCPC or the court's experts at KCPC are on criminal responsibility are going to make a finding while their expert's present, and then he's going to go back and write his report. I don't want our or the court's KCPC evaluators doing an evaluation until they know what their position is, what their expert's position is. That way he's not interfering, but he's in an evaluation for criminal responsibility, and then he gets to go back and then address issues that he thought were not discussed properly during the KCPC responsibility issues. So I'm okay with getting the order in, but I think there should be I think their expert, if they've already, conferred with him, he's already done an examination, needs to get that report in before the KCPC responsibility issue is done.
Yeah. So Judge, I don't think that the rules require preparation of a report before that examination. We are, again, we raise only the issue of criminal responsibility. I understand that it's expedient to raise both, but once we give notice, there's nothing that I see that requires us to produce a report before he's evaluated. And, I guess the reverse could be true that, if we have them evaluated, I mean, if we submit the report, then the inverse is true. Then they get the opportunity to see our position in advance and to evaluate it, in that light, Judge. So I'd ask that we go ahead and send him up there, have him evaluated. If there is something, once we both exchange reports that in rebuttal they want to have reviewed by their expert, then I think certainly they can send them Dr. Drogan's report and have them examine it, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to take that under advisement. I am going to go ahead and get an order entered. We'll address the issue of the timing of the providing of the reports and who's present and when. I want to take a look at that Mr. Bartlett, I mean, for me, the distinct difference would be KCPC, while they're an employee of the Commonwealth, are not an agent of the Commonwealth. That is an independent evaluation versus Dr. Drogan, who would be a retained defense expert. So,
if I could, Your Honor, I don't mean to interrupt you, Judge. And I think that if this were a court, I mean, if we were only looking at the issue of competency, but I believe under 807, if we have our own expert and we're not asking them to serve as an independent, I mean, this is going to be the state's witness. I mean, KCPC will be their expert. And Mr. Still, do you disagree with that position or that piece of it?
Judge, if I may at this point in time, that's exactly going to my point. If he was indigent from the get-go and he had been found indigent and I understand the court may be looking at that issue, they're required to use state funds if available before coming to you for Chapter 31 funds. Also, they had funds available for them for an expert in criminal responsibility. That is their expert. They're not sending him for a criminal responsibility competency issue to be addressed for the court to have an understanding, for them to then say, okay, there's criminal responsibility issues. They have got an expert hired. They're putting the court and the Commonwealth in a position that they're going to allow criminal responsibility done. Well, they've already got an expert hired. And like the court said, they're not my expert. They are a function of the court, for the court to look at issues in regards to pretrial issues. So that's, again, just reemphasizes my position in regards to criminal responsibility, why their expert who's already hired should have a report filed before that goes forward.
all right. I'm going to take that issue under advisement. I'll take a look at that. I will either issue an order or I'll enter a briefing schedule in regards to that issue.
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else you all want to address today?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask that the court advise how you would like us to make our request for bond. We had discussed at the arraignment with the previous judge that we would do a formal bond hearing. Certainly, we were kind of in limbo until your appointment, Your Honor. So we certainly would ask the court to review it, but we would like the opportunity to address bond, Your Honor, and how, in whatever form the court would like for us to raise that issue?
I'm fine, but in regards to issue that if you want to set a time for a formal motion on your bond, we can do that at any point in time.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. In terms of
Looking at now.
dates, is there any
My-
parameter in which you would like for us to file it?
If you all want, you can confer with the Commonwealth. If you want, just find some agreeable dates to both sides. And then we'll coordinate that with my office, and that'll be a hearing that I will travel and do that in person.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. That's why I want to make sure that it was convenient for all the parties.
Absolutely. We'll work around that. And when we get a little bit more, we can probably tie it in, and also with the fact that if we need to have any arguments in regards to the evaluation process, we could probably couple that and kill two birds with one stone.
Yes, Your Honor. In the event that the court, there were a bond set that was makeable, then at that point, we, may have to revisit whether there's a inpatient versus outpatient. But I understand, Your Honor, we'll file that motion and get with everyone to discuss a convenient hearing date, Your Honor.
Sure. Be glad to address bond at any point in time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else we need to address today?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Steele.
Nothing.
Does anyone actually think that he's going to be bonded out? I mean, honestly, and if he gets bonded out of a unaliving charge when it's on video, how did not? And the fact that it's in Letcher County, that he's not being held in Letcher County, but this courthouse that they're virtually in is in Letcher County. Like it's a weird conundrum. Like it's a weird conundrum. I don't understand it. It's another one of those pieces of that rabbit hole that we have to go down. And there is audio from his lawyer that we still haven't covered yet. Yeah, according to the body cam footage that was released, and the body cam footage that we saw was not the entire body cam footage. It was the hack job by a certain TV show on a certain channel who shall remain nameless. But it's just one of those weird. There's so many rabbit holes and deep dives with this case, and it's confusing. Like none of it adds up. It's so weird. Yeah, well, he hasn't yet. So that's the thing. They haven't scheduled a bond hearing yet. But yeah. I'm digging this format for many updates on multiple cases. Yeah, it's because it's like you want to hear things about cases that you haven't heard about in a while, but there's nothing big enough to like support its own stream. So I figured let's do like a Saturday morning. Nobody really streams on Saturday mornings, so except for Skipper, but like I wanted to go later than him. And then we'll just do, snippets here, snippets there. A lot of the small cases that we know aren't really going to be covered very much, but are still kind of interesting. So I'm glad y'all like it.
For the comment, Your Honor.
Mr. Kokenar, anything from the AG's perspective?
No, Your Honor, nothing else. Thank you.
All right. I appreciate all the party. I will then look for you all to look for some dates once the bond motion is filed. And then we'll set a time to have that heard, and then we'll finalize any of the issues in regards to the evaluation of Mr. Stein. So if there's nothing else with that, court will be in adjournment, and then we'll reconvene upon an agreed upon time.
All right. So that was pretty much all we have for today. This case is just, I saved it for last because it has the most twists and turns and the most weird. I just can't put my finger on it of like what is going on with this case. The once I think I have something figured out, I can't, like, once I think I have something figured out, something else happens. I would like access to the entire body cam footage. However, I'm never going to get it. I'm pretty sure I'd have to pay for it if I could even find where to go to get it. And it's just one of those things of you don't make quite the you don't make like I'm not at that point yet where I can afford to spend a couple $100s on body cam footage and all this stuff. We're not quite there yet. We're building up. We're getting there slowly but surely, but we're not quite there yet. We are at 3,214 subscribers. We are getting there. The goal is 5K by summer or Memorial Day. So we're going to see if we can build our way up to 5K. So if you haven't shared the stream, liked it, get things out there, help me with the YouTube algorithm so more people can see this. And maybe with doing more stuff like this, I'll get better at like editing, and I'll do some video, like pre-recorded videos and all of that stuff too. Right now, live streams are the way to go because I like talking to you guys. So I'm not so great with documenting everything. It's just it's hard for me to edit. It's hard for me to get the time to edit, and I suck at it to begin with. Oh, grilled ham and cheese. Who's summer in Australia? So the Memorial Day in the US, which is the end of May. That's where you'd have to FOIA the PD where this happened. Yeah, and that's what I'm not quite good at yet. FOIA requests are not my cup of tea. I'm working on it, but it is not, I am not there yet. All right, so we have, we are going to redirect to Slug because I don't like to let you go wild and free on YouTube. We like to send you somewhere, so we're going to go to Slug today. Tell him I said hi. And you want to say goodbye? Okay, come on. You say bye? Come here. Okay. She's here, but she's just not going to say goodbye. You going to say goodbye? Come here. Come here. Have a hug. Thank you. Ready? Say bye. Say bye. See you. Y'all have a great day. Bye. Hi. Yeah, you see yourself? Okay. Say bye-bye. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you guys on the next one. We will stream tomorrow night for Unhinged on a Sunday. Y'all have a great day. Love you.